I asked for this. God damn it. Quick plan because of quick change of plans, and I need a quick hairstyle, and my go-to quick hairstyle is always going to be a twist out. I ain't have to do a bunch of other stuff. It's also a weekday. I just need to go ahead, moisturize my hair, because you gotta moisturize your hair anyway, keep it refreshed, and just actually twist it up. But I also need to hide it, so this is going to be genuinely a quick process. The only thing that'll still trigger me is these split ends. Like, look at them. Keeping it simple. Spray bottle, mixture of oil, foam. It's kind of low, but I got another bottle, so it's cool. Curl cream moisturizer, and it's good spray for my scalp. I kind of know better already because I just dealt with this not too long ago, so I know what's up. This water bottle is leaking full-blown like bloop bloops out of it, and it's a misty bottle, so this is pissing me off already. I went ahead and decided to do a twist out because the current style that I am doing for like the daily basis is not really outside worthy, as I would say. So we're gonna go ahead and get that up and moving. It's a little bit after 8:30, so like I really do plan to just pop this in and pop to bed. Like all the other aspects of life are done. Look at it like kind of going back, but it ain't really moist, you know? I need it like moist. So more foam. My hair. But no, let's not focus. Everything feels good. I will say I am 100% satisfied with my choice of products in the sense of what they do for my hair, how they make my hair feel, and pretty much what goes on is the fact that I would love to be eco-friendly. So all the products that I have were deemed to be not only good for my hair, but also good for the environment. So I genuinely do feel like I am doing something. I definitely made it smaller in the back because I want it to be tighter actually. So I'm really taking my hand for the base, taking it in between my fingers in one set and twisting it, but also holding the other portion with my hand. The rest of it I'll just twist as normal. But I'm also kind of like twisting it within the twist. The way I split this is kind of uneven. I'm not redoing this one. This one has to be a thug. Twisting it within itself because I'm trying to ensure like it really stays, because I do genuinely plan on holding this for a good 2 days, a full 2 days. Another quick go-to style that came to mind was a potential braid out and bantu knots. But with me trying to hide it away, I don't think I can hide away bantu knots as much. I also feel like the size of my bantu knots when it's about the whole head, I don't know. I don't think it just hits for me. I see bantu knots on other people and it gives like a crowning effect. But I don't know. It's a couple of styles that on my head. Like I know, funny enough, straight backs is one I waver on. It's not that I can't pull off straight backs. It's just the size of straight backs versus the size of your head. That ratio of head to cornrow size is a real thing. And I feel like people don't always take that into account. See, I've done large cornrows like multiple times and they've come out real good. And then I did smaller ones and the smaller ones were done well, but it was like as I was looking at it, it was like my head shape would have did a lot better with larger ones. And I was like, all right, but at the same time, when I get my hair done, I'm not taking it out whether I like it or not. I'm gonna make it work. I done paid the money for it, and it's protecting my hair, daggone it. The real question is, do I see myself drying it? I don't, honestly. The neighbors I have right now, I always feel like I try to be wary of them. All neighbors in general, but typically we can be loud. But this go around, these neighbors, they be jamming. If it's a weekday, it's not gonna go too late into the night. I don't know what's going on right now. Well, actually, I do know what's going on. They not here. They not home. And the other time, they be bumping. If the music not bumping, the kids are. They be over there treating it like it's Pump It Up Home Edition. They probably on a trip right now though, because it's been a few days. And well, I'm lying, it ain't been a few days, it's been 2 days. I kind of wasn't tripping off of the neighbor's noise too much, as long as it wasn't like disturbing. It was only probably one time where they was kind of like, oh, like work me in, but they can like hear like vibrations, because the vibrations were so strong coming through the wall. I was like, all right, this is a bit much. When they really come to cracking down on them, funny enough, is weekends. They do their standard like doing it up with the music bumping and all that, but they send out that invitation to the rest of the family, or their extended family. That's when you really want to get into the mix of things. Now, they haven't been out here that long next to us. Despite that being said, I can 100% say with confidence that 80% of those get-togethers end with some type of police officer being outside. At first, I was kind of like, dag, like they got to get shut down. I don't even know what they were celebrating, but it was just like, this go around, you just got to go ahead and then try again next time. But then it got to that point where it just kept happening. I've had instances around here where they was like, oh, he got a... And it was not this much uproar. But I could also admit the one that was like, he got a... They was like, yeah, that's it. Like the rest of the people was like, go ahead, go home. They just apparently had that dynamic when somebody mentioned their little blicky. Everybody else knew that the day was done. This group right here, my neighbors, never mentioned of any type of weapon whatsoever. Yet somehow the police are always ending their parties. I don't understand how y'all can get shut down this much in a span of a year or two. I'm like, god dang. For y'all got noise, and then they like disturbance, because apparently the noise was not kid-friendly noise at times. Sometimes the noise was like obvious y'all was beefing with each other. Sometimes the noise was just somebody playing the music, but then somebody like opening the door and yelling alongside the music. Never even just the music alone. Now, even with talking about their experiences, it low-key makes me miss house parties. I actually did have an event not too long ago. It was like Cinco de Mayo. We was in the house. I don't know if it would be called a house party. We made it a party. I made it a party. When I actually think of the setup of a typical house party, and like you planning and prepping, like you putting the valuables away because you don't want nobody knocking stuff over or bumping into it. You got all the drinks out because you don't want nobody going in the fridge. They don't need to go into the fridge for nothing. You got food, and it's not even like that deep filling food, it's that finger food. I think of family, honestly. I wonder if that could be done again. That would take a lot of planning, I feel like. Maybe if I'm the one that takes the initiative and do a house party myself. Something I'm also making note of, and granted, you can't really see it, but I'm trying to part my hair not in the middle. Back, I just do the middle. It's just sometimes, unless I'm doing 3, then we're disregarding the middle part. But what I don't want is that harsh line showing that you have a middle part. Something to also take into account is typically with styles, braids and twists and cornrows, you're going to have a middle part down your head just because it makes it look neat. But something that is not often talked about is when you continuously part your hair in certain areas, that causes it to break. And it didn't really click until it's kind of like, if you ever notice people that get certain hairstyles, there's always a section of hair that tends to be lower than the other. If it's like you always pulling your hair down the middle, the middle of your hair, it'll grow, but it'll be shorter. Even with the actual styling situation, when you put your hair in a ponytail too much, and I had to learn this the hard way, went to the person that styles my hair, and she's like, "You been putting your hair a lot of ponytails?" I was like, "Yeah." Conversation high key made me want to wear my hair out. That and the fact that protective styles aren't always protective when you keep throwing your hair into them. I really do want to find a healthy balance between hair maintenance, hair care, and hair styling, because I feel like those are definitely different categories. Over time, you get busy and then you get tired, and sometimes the process that you were so adamant on maintaining, you get lazy with. And again, obviously my hair is growing. It's quite healthy. Obviously, it doesn't matter if your hair is growing out your scalp 10 inches every year. If every time you look up, you gotta trim off 10 inches or more. We just at a repeated cycle. And I feel like that's the point I'm at. I low-key feel like one side of my hair is thicker than the other. And I felt like it's been like that ever since I've dyed my hair. There was a period of time where I dyed half of my head blue. I kept telling myself I was gonna be like the evil Todoroki until they really came out with the evil Todoroki. That tells you where I was in the season, but yeah. I'm like, is there hair in the middle? What I say about them ponytails? Them ponytails! My algorithm then got to the point where it's just showing out all my music, which is crazy timing because I feel like I'm doing a little experiment with my music right now. When it comes to my music, there will be a plethora of genres. A genre that's really making its way over here to the west coast of the world is K-pop. I really got into it during like 2020, and that's when it kind of just took off. Now I feel like I've put my peoples onto a couple of songs as they have me, but K-pop, that was a difficult genre to persuade people about. We gotta be honest, they love them some American culture. This part is taking, it's not really, get wet girl, get wet. But I'm not really surprised either. Like, they had second gen groups asking them like who was their favorite singer, and they were naming people like, oh, like I love me some Michael Jackson, I stay getting into Madonna, I'm here for Britney Spears, I'll forever listen to Whitney Houston. Like, they obviously was keeping track because the idols over here were the same idols over there. Everybody would come into my car and they wouldn't really speak on it. So I'm like, you like the song, like put it on your phone. They like, nah. And I'm like, what is it about it? Again, like what type of barrier could be preventing y'all? And majority of them say the same thing. It's the fan base. The fan base? Like, don't nobody, we got crazy fan bases here. We know the fan bases here that act a fool. Like, come on now. Beyonce and the Beehive, Nicki Minaj and the Barbs, Rihanna and the Navy. Like, those people, they are quick to pop off. I didn't realize how bad it was for K-pop. They call them K-pop netizens and K-pop fans, how they really acted. And I can definitely say their fandom is a lot scarier than a US fandom. Their fandom is somewhat closer to stalker levels. And I couldn't figure out, like, why. I just knew there was always uproar with them. And I'm kind of like, some uproar with them should not be that deep. Yet for some reason, it just seems like so much. These idols were altering like their full-blown lifestyles after already altering their lifestyles to be an idol. And I'm like, it's no way it's ever that deep. Because you know, at least within the US, like, people get errors. You can clock them for an error. But I will also say, we can clock the growth too. We never gonna sit here and be like, you forever stuck in error unless you did something trifling. When I saw the things that K-pop idols were being clocked for, I was like, oh, they don't get no grace at all. If they got into a relationship, idols would just be like doing a soft launch, and it'll be something like them going to a fashion show with the person, and they would just be like waving real slightly at the camera, showing them, not even touching that person, just kind of like sitting with them, being like look, I'm happy. The fandom will react and be like, how dare you, like, why you need love from this man when we're giving you love? What can that girl provide you? We're the ones buying your albums. It was like, oh y'all are really like tripping. And it wasn't just when they were like dating people in general, because they could be dating someone of their same financial caliber, they could be dating someone of their same talent caliber, they could just be dating somebody that they knew for a good long while and had a good safe feeling relationship. I forgot to oil this part. Shit! They would clock them for relationships they had before they were ever idols. And it would be simple, like it could be somebody that's like 19 about to debut, and they'd be like, how dare you have dated somebody when you were 17? Like, I saw one, they were putting reefs outside of that agency, and it was like, y'all are really making it seem like it's such a horrible thing to have some love for each other. Crazy enough, when those situations happen, even if the relationship is already over, the person that's currently in a relationship, they'll end it for the sake of themselves, for the sake of their career, or for the sake of the other person. I even saw one of them, he was like, you're not gonna sit here and mess this up for me, I'm about to sue all y'all. When I tell you, he put in work, he was doing them civil suits. It was like, do not play with me and don't test me. I respect it, because if I can make big money, have great talent, and find the love of my life, that's what I'ma do. And you can't stop me. On another note, we look at them and their size preferences, or what is it called? Their beauty standards. Lord Jesus, them beauty standards. The amount of times an idol would tan, because obviously like everybody's not gonna be that same skin tone, and people of different ethnicities do get darker or can get lighter, obviously. They would clock people and be like, you getting dark. It was like, that's her natural skin, like chill out. Especially when it came to the double standard of it. A man get tanned and they like, ooh, something new, something different, something fresh. But even with the makeup, they would have some idols that obviously didn't look like other ones, because even though they're K-pop, they're not always from Korea. They could be from Thailand, they could be from the US, they could be Indian, they could be from the Philippines. It was just a variety of them. It was like, just seriously, come on, Japanese, just come on. It was just so alarming to see how freaked out they would be, because if you look at some of their backup dancers are tanned, but it also gives the energy of just like, these backup dancers will remain as backup dancers because they're tan. And I think that's trifling too, especially when you realize some of them did have great talents and was like dancing backup for some of them, or doing background vocals, and sometimes, and they just made it out. These beauty standards don't just stick with the skin, it also sticks with the size. Majority of them start off something and they get pushed back solely because they are not an ideal size. Looking at the size that they be looking at them, they be like, she look chubby, she look fat. They saw my body, they would gag. Like, plus it's another double standard situation because granted, they don't like when anybody gains weight, but if you are one of the men that are K-pop idols, then you'll probably get some more grace. They'll clock you, but they'll give you some more grace. And God forbid you're like a teenager or a kid debuting. Don't hit puberty and let your body change. God forbid it. Your body can keep growing until you're like, what, 21? Y'all welcome to research and correct me on that. But still, that was something that freaked me out because they do them competition shows where you like are competing with other people. And the amount of times you see people get recognition, yet you know for sure this person that they just don't like beauty standard wise has all the talent that that person would actually need is sometimes scary. They've gotten a lot better with clocking people with talent and clocking people that just have the beauty standards, but it's still are moments where they give that person so much grief. It's alarming. I know that the US has their body standards, but I think we think about shape and body standards. I'm for the body positivity movement. I just think some people take advantage of it. Whereas when it comes to K-pop idols, ain't no body positivity. You either are small or you're not. And that leads me to go into the styling of K-pop idols. Can either be gratifying, alarming, or outright ignorant. The amount of times idols had to apologize for things that their stylist did pisses me off, like actually. So many incidents where they just obviously don't do their research and the idol has to take the slack for it, and I think that's very much unfair. I can't get over the amount of times idols have come out and they're like they're minors, and I'm like, ain't no way you got them dressed that way and they're a minor. They don't acknowledge different body types either, so again, weird outfits coming out, which is also like, y'all are setting them up. And the sexualization that just follows suit with it, especially from their male audience, it hits home in the worst way possible when I think about that. If anything though, if we're gonna be mad at people, we definitely gotta be mad at the agencies. The way the agencies treat these idols as if they're not bringing in the money and they're not the ones with the talent is scary. Because that's something that I feel like all areas have alike, yet are doing little action to deal with. Some groups are trying to take action, but again, back to the K-Netsons, y'all don't give these idols grace at all despite calling out these agencies. I'll never get over, and I really do mean like I just cannot get over how one of those agency leaders had a group, put the group out, decided I ain't gonna promote this group no more because I want to marry one of the members, and actually married her. Yeah, she doing good now. She got her agency's owner husband, but what about the other two members of that group? They just shit out of luck? How does that work? Those K-pop, they don't change the fact like these people like are working hard to get the money. But then I realized even with them working hard, these K-pop citizens, when I tell you don't give K-pop idols grace in general, and granted, them talking about everything going on, their love life, their health, all that good stuff, that's alarming. But when I say do not give them grace with their talents, these people have trained for years. These people came in there, did their auditions, some of them being scouted, and y'all up here like clocking them as if you were one of the agents. You were one of the talent directors. You ain't a choreographer. You ain't a vocal coach. But when I tell you they clock the shit out of people and then they be like, it's just criticism, she should take it. Why the fuck would I take criticism from you? Why in the hell clocking me like I didn't train for years? I watched them sit there and bring up an idol to their highest. Talk about how that's the it girl, that's the vocalist of the generation, this is the group to look out for, and at the same time be dogging the members of those groups so bad, so bad. It'll be a moment. They got one idol right now. They was like, she gives too much energy, too much energy. When is she gonna learn? But it's crazy because during all that training, no one was clocking her for that. So she's probably thinking like, this is cool. This is what they want. This is what I've been giving. So this is what I'm going to give. And that was not. And then it's like, let me tone it down. And then they're like, she just can't gather it. It's been 2 performances. Y'all think because people just, they trained on them years, they should be perfect. No, that's the reason a lot of people go to grief. The amount of idols they have mentioned taking themselves out of the living world, it's also alarming. And it's not just K-pop idols, it's just the citizens in general, because it be K-pop idols, it be actors, it be teachers, it be standard tradesmen. Like, these people have various jobs, and yet y'all are so harsh to them. Y'all are more harsh to them than they could be harsh to people that commit like actual crimes, and I mean heinous crimes. But that's another conversation. I'll never forget that the thing that pushed one of my peoples over the edge was how a K-pop fandom acted when they tried to turn a situation that was not good into a situation about K-pop. The amount of grace they give a person when their life is lost, as if they aren't one of the reasons that people are pushed to the edge, is the top tier reason why sometimes when I be like, hey y'all, listen to the song, it's K-pop, and they be like, honestly, I'm enjoying the song, but I just can't deal. I'll be like, well, maybe it's a different song, or maybe it's this one, and they'll have a different song, and they be like, I'm not getting into this thing because it as a whole scares me. I can't get mad at that. I really fucking can't. Because even with me liking some of the songs, I do have to go and check in and make sure there are idols that are like standing on business. People, we got ones that are leaving the agency and they're still getting a lot of shit from the citizens. People that are like sticking to their body and being like, I'm healthy and I'm happy and therefore I will not tear myself up. Still getting shit from a bunch of citizens. It's just like, I get it. Like, I will not be pushing you to get into something, especially when these people will try to clock you from the other side of the world. How are you even clocking me from the other side of the world? You got that much energy to clock me from the side of the world? That's some energy you need to put into your nation's IT. What are you even gonna do on the other side of the world with my home address? I do hope that those groups that are like breaking away and like setting a good example just get the respect and the grace they need. Because that's a difficult thing to do, to leave a big agency, especially when somebody is like, this agency is reputable, like this agency is accredited, but it's like no one is clocking them for their treatment and no one is thinking about the impact that it has on me. Yes, they gave us a great debut. Yes, we got a good track record, but there's some things we just cannot put up with, and you should not put up with this. That's not okay. It's never okay. It is currently 10:23, which means I did my hair in just under 2 hours. Do these fat juicy twists. Now, quick reminder, it's a weekday and we don't plan on being outside with the twist out until the weekend, so bear with me. It's early morning. I gotta work, so therefore I'm gonna put in the work to hide the tear. It's really nothing much to it. This also allowed me to see how long my hair will stay wet in this form. Because remember I said it'll hold moisture for a long time. When I was little, ponytails in, we would open up the ponytails and 3 days later the middle of my hair would still be wet. So, yep. Then I'm going to 2 combs. One in the back, one in the front. And granted, I don't have to stuff it in because I have the drawstring. Around the back, nothing crazy. I'm tying it to the left, so that piece is not on my ends, because if it is on the ends, it can cause it to break. Again, nothing too crazy. I feel like it's so simple yet so efficient. So this is how we're going out for the day. See you next time when I do the actual twist out. The twist out, because we want to be outside. Yep. It's the weekend.
You know what it is whenever I visit Windy City. No, 30 degrees, way too cold, so hold me tight. Will I see you at the show tonight? Will I see you at the show tonight? Hey.
And for this very reason, you just can't go wrong with a twist out. I'm also wondering, should I fluff it up? Very much satisfied. Now we gotta get into it. Lasting a good day and a good night. And after 2 full days, I ain't even gonna lie and act like I'm not ecstatic that it held so well, because this lets me know that that process I have to style and define it works. I am starting to realize lengthwise, I think my hair shape is not it, but again, I ain't had a curly cut in a minute. The last person I got a curly cut from, that was years ago. The very first night I even took it out to wear it out, I went to bed and did not put my bonnet on, y'all. This right here is always why I say, for me, a twist out is a reliable hairstyle. It's just chilling, relaxing. Now, I can admit that some of the fluff from the front kind of popped up a lot sooner than the rest of my head. My front fluffing up twice after doing the full-blown style with the process lets me know that this hair texture is just a bit different than the rest of my head, which is cool. It's natural. It's not too surprising. I've been dealing with this. It's just I need to determine how I can keep my current styling process that we know for sure now works, and what I need to add or maybe even take away just to ensure that this portion stays defined. I'm ecstatic, honestly, because I feel like this is a good way to also see how the growth is going. I still don't know how long it's actually gonna last me, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it up while I can and let it be. This is just the beginning of the hair journey, a journey that's been going on for quite some time, and we still got a bunch of other things to try out and apply and to go ahead and dive into. So this is one of many. Let's keep the process going for as long as we can. Bye.
Feel it.